Good morning, pilgrims. It is day 9 on the Camino Francés in reverse. And check out cebreiro, man. Oh, he really dressed up to say goodbye. Look at this fog. I can't see anything in any direction, but the atmosphere is set. He looks great. Today, since I had a private room, I just went downstairs to have breakfast. There's barely anybody up here, which is crazy. Every time I pass by, it's just full of pilgrims. And I had a tortilla española with toast and café con leche for breakfast. Today we have a 28-kilometer day, the longest on this trip for now. You know, it can always change. And it's gonna be downhill the entire way. Is it raining? It's probably raining. That's how it goes. Today I'm gonna say goodbye to Galicia. What a way to leave. Look at this. Remember the view yesterday? Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see. We have a massive descent right now. We're gonna go by the stone marker that says welcome to Galicia. I've done this climb so many times in so many different ways. I've done it walking. I did it on a bicycle, on an e-bike. And you may think on an e-bike it should be easy. No, it's not. It was quite a climb. And if it wasn't because I stopped in Casa Susi just to meet her and spent about an hour there and I was charging my battery, I wouldn't have made it up here. Because I made it and with 0% charge. I also made it on horseback last year, which was incredible. I really recommend you do it, not just to avoid the physical climb, but just doing it on a horse, enjoying the views, meeting all the other pilgrims. It was just incredible. I've also done it, let's see, in a car, going down, going backwards, and now I'm walking it, a descent instead of a climb. The climb was yesterday, today we have a descent. Yeah, it's raining. It's raining. Let me take out the umbrella. All right, I'll see you guys at the stone marker. Woo! I love this. This series is sponsored by Rejuvenate Advanced Vitality Cream. Moisturize your skin. Gentle, no irritants. Rejuvenate, where nature meets science. You gotta love the setting. I just saw a pilgrim coming up here. She probably stay in the town down below where I have also stayed. When cebreiro gets full, some people stay before and some people continue after. Now, we just had a surreal moment, the two of us, because she was scanning one of my QR codes just by chance. I have a few QR codes spread throughout the Camino Francés and the Norte and the San Salvador. And they just say, Buen Camino. There's no like, check out my channel or anything like that. It just says Buen Camino. It's like 1 inch long and it has a QR code. She scanned it. I see her phone. My channel pops up. She looks at me. I say Buen Camino. She doesn't notice that it's the same person. But just imagine that. You're just going, what is this? You scan it and all of a sudden you summon me. That is just crazy. All right, here it is. Oh my God. I see it. Look, let me switch the camera over to the other side. There it is. I really love this stone marker. What's the first distance here? 160.948. To be here in this setting is just incredible. Oh, I've been up here in the heat of the summer, in the springtime, in the fall, but I have never seen it like this, covered in fog. I feel a change, not just in the weather, but in me personally. I remember when I started this Camino, I had so many thoughts about doing it in reverse. I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, everything looks so weird. It felt weird. It felt different than all my other Caminos, of course. But I think I've gotten used to it now. I have found what works for me, the things that I like. There are very few negatives doing the Camino in reverse, but it all goes with your personality. Yes, I am missing out on the, on the human connection, you might say, that you establish with all the other pilgrims when you're walking. But at the same time, if you need time to reflect and be on your own, you're gonna get plenty of that. And oh wow, Galicia, man. I miss the stone marker similar to this on the Camino San Andres because it was full of snow, just like it was here. Because at that time, I remember seeing on the news that all these places were covered in snow. And I can just imagine this whole thing white. I mean, just add a little extra white, but to the ground. All right, here we go. Galicia, until we meet again. And to think that the pilgrims that are gonna get here this afternoon, we have no idea that the place looked like this early in the morning. There's the first town, you might say it's actually an albergue with a couple of houses, La Escuela. I was expecting to see pilgrims coming from there, but just one, but it was just perfect. I mean, look at this setting, look at this landscape. I'm loving it. Out of the fog, I see tired faces, defeated faces, determined faces, climbing. These are probably the pilgrims that started walking this morning around 6 o'clock, maybe later, and they're climbing up here. And oh man, it's 9 o'clock. I've been taking my sweet time, taking tons of pictures and videos. But I mean, when you have it dressed like this, what else can you do? Woo! I'm loving this, and the descent is just nice. I love going down hills rather than going up. I mean, going up is fine too, but if you give me the choice, down hills are the best. I don't have to put much effort into it, you might say. And with 30 pounds on my backpack, it's just all that weight pushing forward and on my knees. Buenos días.
Muy bien.
Hola.
Buen camino.
Gracias. I have hit the bubble of pilgrims climbing up here, the ones that I started this morning, of course. And there was road maintenance there, trail maintenance, and I met a group of pilgrims from Mexico. As I'm talking to them, they're asking me where I'm heading, all this good stuff. One of them recognizes me and goes, "Are you Efren?" And we just had a little moment there. Selfies all around, incredible. Feel great. Best way to be welcome to Castile y León. And here we are in the town of La Fava right now, where there was a very popular albergue that caught on fire. I remember on my first Camino, I stopped there and I had some honey and I had a snack. Of course, they were like a vegetarian place, so I had like a tortilla omelet sandwich, if I remember correctly, and some kind of juice. Was it watermelon? I think it was watermelon. Oh, it brings back good memories. Sadly, it burned down during the pandemic, so there goes that. I just met another subscriber on this descent, Alice from France, and she told me that she knew she was gonna see me on this Camino. So, you know, what can I say? That's two in one morning. What a way to enter Castilla León. Nice, I feel welcome. This section right here on horseback is just incredible. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'll see them today because they usually start around 8. So they should be coming around the corner any minute now. That would be incredible. This section right here has to be one of the toughest of the entire climb. It's just super steep and full of mud right now. So yeah, I remember reaching La Fava and being like, are we there yet? Of course not, but then it gets easier for sure. And then it opens up and you get the views of the mountains that are surrounding you. Because right now we're in the forest, which is nice. This doesn't look like trail maintenance. This looks like they're actually improving the path in this section. With all this construction going on, this might look completely different in the future. Well, here we go, boys. I'm out of the forest and onto the roads and the split between the walkers and the cyclists. Oh yes, this only means that I'm done with the steep section of the descent. Now I'm about to hit Las Herrerias, where I'm gonna have a mid-morning snack. And then it's just gonna be following the famous road. Is it a Nacional? I don't know. And then we go in and out through the small villages that are there for the remaining of the way, but we're going downhill. This is such an easy day compared to yesterday. Yesterday it was all uphill. Today it's all down. Las Herrerias, no signs of Victor or his horses. Must be his day off. But I did go to the bar and I had a mid-morning snack, café con leche with 2 pastries. Just sitting there relaxing, and now it's time to continue and it's time to take out the umbrella because the fog has lifted and now all we have is clear blue skies and a harsh sun. I'm in the town of Vega, and I see that castle up there. And for the last 7 years, every time I pass by, I say, I'm gonna go ahead and visit it, and I always chickened out. I should have done it when I had the car, but I think the weather wasn't great that day. But I'm gonna do it today because it's been too long and I need to get a view of what it looks like up there. I actually wanted to camp in 2021, but the weather was bad, so I had to continue on to Cebreiro. So if you're not doing the climb to Cebreiro, if you're staying in Las Herreras, then I think this should be the climb of the day. Let's see if I don't get lost now. I talked already to 2 locals and they both kind of told me how to get there. This is so exciting. I love it when I have a plan for the day and all of a sudden I just mix it up and I throw it out the window and I improvise. Those are the best days, and today is one of those. 7 years in the making. Let's start climbing. Oh my God, guys. Here we are. That was quite a climb. It was no joke, for sure. But even though they're working here, they let me enter and visit the castle. They're renovating it, which is pretty nice. But, damn, I really wanted a drone here. It would have been perfect, but I don't think I can do it with them here. Wow, was it worth it? Of course it was. Check this out. Oh my God, and they're making it new. Can you just sell it to me? I can make this my albergue. I'll pick you up with my horses down there and bring you up here. Woo! Wow. Look at this. There's the town. Vega. You know what you can do is, there's a bar before the road starts to go up. Maybe you can go in there, get a coffee, get something, and then ask the lady nicely if you can leave your backpack and then do the climb without the weight, and bring an Aquarius because my backpack wasn't heavy enough. Oh, but this is gonna be great now. Woohoo, man. Was it worth the visit? It definitely was. Get here before they open this to the public and it becomes a tourist attraction with just tourists driving up here. Right now, if it wasn't for the workers, I would have had it all to myself, but still, they gave me the space. I could see them working. Oh man, can only imagine how far they're gonna go with it. If they're gonna turn it into like a little tourist spot with a little shop, like a souvenir shop of the castle. I don't know. You're not allowed to enter. Okay, made it up here. Now to come down. And it is steep. Oh yes it is. Look at this. This is level. This is where I'm going. It is 1:15. I'm on the outskirts of Vega, just about to leave it behind. And there's this, this restaurant here called Vase. Very unassuming, but I stopped here in 2022 when I did the Camino on an e-bike, and I had lunch, and I enjoy this shade over here in the company of the same dog. What's up, buddy? He doesn't recognize me. So I decided to make my lunch stand here before entering the open road, and went for the menú de peregrino, and they had two options as the first plate. It was either pasta or lentil soup with chorizo, which is what I chose, and the second plate is gonna be lomo with it was either fries or a salad, and I asked her how about a little bit of both, and she said yes. So I'm gonna get half and half, and a beer, of course. Is that a group of cyclists? Oh my god, that's like the biggest one I've seen on the Camino by far, with two support vehicles. Oh, if they only knew the climb that's ahead of them right now. I do, and I did it with an e-bike, which was much easier than doing it the old school way. But I'm sure most of them will make it, because if they don't, at least they have two vans that can pick them up. $559 kilometers to Roncesvalles and 190 back there to Santiago. Oh, is that what I still have to walk? Who's counting? It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm in the town of Tragadelos, and it's hot. It's hot. I met another subscriber, Matis. He saw me, and I already know the look in their faces when they recognize me. That little moment of, do I know this guy from somewhere? He was doing the Via de la Plaza. He was right after me, and I don't know how he's now in front. I don't know. It must be one of those things where you do multiple caminos at once, as I have done. I still got like 2 hours to walk to make it to Villafranca. So I already sent them a WhatsApp message letting them know that I'm gonna arrive around 5, just to give them a heads up so they don't think that I ditched them. And in this town is the Albergue Casa Susi, which I know Susi already. I stopped by here a couple of years ago when I was doing it on an e-bike, and I couldn't stay because it was full. And then she opens, I think, on April 17. It is April 15 right now. And when I was doing the Via de la Plata and I made the reservation, I thought I'm in luck on Camino, since I'm gonna be staying there on the first day, on opening day. But then since I had to get ahead 2 days, and now I have completely blown the opportunity to stay in one of the best albergues on the Camino Francés, or at least that's what I've heard from a lot of people. And knowing Susie, she gave me some, some juice, some kind of tequila juice that was good enough to make it all the way to Cebreiro on the e-bike. Here it is. Oh, they're selling the house next door. Maybe we can be neighbors. Casa Susi. I guess it will have to be the next time. Bye. Let's do this. The last stretch. Next to the roads. It's hot, but it is windy as well. I have been looking for one of my stickers all morning and I found this one and I need it. I'm collecting it. I'm taking it back for a simple reason, which I will tell you on the video the day after tomorrow. How I'm gonna pull this off. I mean, that sticker has been there since 2021. It has weather, rain, snow, cold, the heat waves that had swept through Europe. But I got this knife. I've been carrying this just in case I needed it to make myself a sandwich, but there's been so much support that I haven't used it. Except for this, maybe I can pull it off. And if I can, then we're in business. Oh my God, I got it. Against all odds, it came out. Buen camino, my friend. Alright, it is 5:15 in the afternoon and I just made it to Villafranca del Bierzo, one of those nice towns with a castle at top. It's super windy. I walked 9 hours already, like 32 kilometers, and I just made it to town. The Albergue is right before I even enter it because of the way I'm coming. If you're coming this way, you go through the entire town, then on your way out, that's where you see it. So, oh man, I'm gonna settle in right now and take a huge shower. Let's see if I can do laundry. By the way, I figured out what Matis was doing on the Via de la Plata. I don't know how it didn't occur to me. He just walked to Astorga, made a left turn, and that's why we just crossed each other here. Duh. Villafranca del Bierzo. I love this town. It's so iconic and eye-catching. We have not just one church over here. There's another one, there's another one, and another one. There's a castle on this side, another church by the municipal albergue. It's just eye-catching. And what a day, day one here in Castile, León. I pushed myself out of the comfort zone. I visited that castle that I've been pushing aside for the last 7 years, and it feels great to have accomplished that. At the albergue, as always, I'm the new kid in town. I feel like a fly on the wall. So meeting subscribers along the way is the only thing that keeps me engaged, you might say. And meeting 3 on day 1 here was just the icing on the cake. I did laundry. Yes, €6, so I don't have to worry about it for the next few days. And then I went to the center of town, to the main plaza, to have a bite to eat for dinner. There were all the pilgrims hanging around this bar. So I went in and I had a tinto de verano and a pepperoni pizza for dinner. Yes, sir. And tomorrow we have a flat day to Ponferrada, another gorgeous day My God, it's so windy. I hope the audio is coming out clean. I can't even fly the drone, but I've flown the drone here so many times that I can show you guys what it looks like from up above. So yes, tomorrow we have like a 20-kilometer day to Ponferrada. I have a place booked there. And then the day after that, we start climbing, but we're not going all the way to Cruz de Fierro. We're gonna do that the day after. And of course, I wanna thank the troll angel of the day, which today happens to be Hector Herena. Thank you so much, sir. And I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow on another beautiful day on the Camino. Day 2 in Castilla, León, heading towards the mountains once again. But it will be flat. See you then.